Next video is taking a bit of time, so I thought I would regale you with some tales of my diabetes that I thought were pretty funny. Now, in case you thought the YouTube name was just a funny little goof I came up with, I've had type 1 diabetes for 21 of my 22 years of life, and it's given me a few stories to tell that I figured I'd share while I'm working on another video. A quick something to fill the time is all. So we'll start real young for the first story, about 3 years old if I remember correctly. I'd had it for about 2 years by that point, so while we had a handle on some things, sometimes my blood sugar would get a little bit wacky and we wouldn't quite recognize my body was currently Control-Alt-Deleting itself. So 3-year-old me walked up to my mom and says, "Mommy, can I use the bathroom?" And my mother, thinking she's just raising a weird gremlin of a child, says, "Yes, I can go use the bathroom." So naturally, the next step for me is to drop my pants and piss all over the kitchen floor. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, a low blood sugar messes up your thought process as something serious. You get sluggish and dizzy. It's like being drunk without the having fun part. Nowadays, the worst thing that happens is I probably shouldn't take a test, but I was 3 years old and my brain was even less developed than it is now. Hard to believe, I know. My blood sugar was 17 at the time instead of the 80 to 120 it's supposed to be, and combine that with me being 3 and you've got a bit of a cleanup on your hands. Thankfully, a quick juice box fixed me right up and we were good to go, aside from the human piss all over the floor. That was probably not fun to clean up. Anyways, the next story takes place in 2nd grade. For some more context, I used to get seizures from my diabetes, which, yeah, sucked, but it's all good now. Plus, I'm not here to moan about my issues in life. I'm here to tell some funny laughs. Regardless, after what turned out to be the last one, I got the next day off school, so already it was worth the night in the hospital. The day after that, I go back and I'm told to let the gym teacher know that I'm not going to be participating that day because, seizure. So I'm off to let her know, but I guess beforehand my mom filled the school in as well because she knew me and knew I would almost certainly forget because my mind was filled with Dragon Ball Z for 80% of the day. I go to the gym and dutifully let the teacher know I can't play fucking whatever sport we were playing that day, and she says, "Don't worry about it, the school already let her know." Crucially though, they didn't tell her why. So this little 2nd grader looks up at her with a smile on his face and a spring in his step and goes, "Is it because of the seizure?" And I swear to you, this lady's eyes grew the size of dinner plates because she was expecting a kid to so cheerfully tell her about his medical disasters. I still laugh about it whenever I think of it. It's a very happy, morbid memory. This last one isn't really a story, but it's something that would regularly save me regardless. Like I said earlier, low blood sugar screws with your brain and makes it hard to fully concentrate and think on something. And like I also said, I shouldn't take tests if I'm low. Well, up until college, my official plan for my diabetes was I couldn't take a test if I was low. Now, if I just so happen to have gym right before a test comes up, which naturally makes my blood sugar drop from the exertion, or if I just so happen to miscalculate the insulin delivery a bit at lunch and my blood sugar drop causing me to have another weekend to study, then there's really nothing that could have been done about it. It's just something I'd begrudgingly have to live with. Truly, diabetes is nothing but a curse for me. Thanks for watching. Take care out there. Irrelevant side note, but I think diabetes might be one of the worst conditions to have in any post-apocalyptic story. I'm good for as long as the insulin lasts, assuming I don't get horribly killed in any other ways. But the moment that stuff's gone, I am a goner. Shout out to that mission at Dead Island of all games where you have to get insulin for a diabetic.